Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Right, morning again, everyone. Let's start today's session. Uh, Basically, we had to talk about AI and automation in logistics. What happened? This session is divided into two parts. I'm going to talk about AI and automation part. Actually, AI automation part I'm going to discuss within the first hour. Then the second hour, Larry going to talk about uh, AI automation in logistics. Basically, what I'm going to do, I'm going to introduce what is AI automation, simple automation. I will explain that time. Then I am going to explain AI automation using three major tools. Simply, I can say three major products. One is OpenAI ChatGPT. Second one, um, Microsoft Copilot, and finally, Google Gemini. By using these three, I'm going to explain how you can do simple automation tasks. And finally, what you are going to do based on the time, we are going to create simple AI chatbot, and we are going to talk about real world examples. Let me go quickly. I think no need to explain. I think it's a simple. What is AI automation? We are going to use AI technology to automate human like, basically traditional human like task. You can go so many examples, maybe customer service, virtual assistant, even though writing articles, social media posts, writing essays, writing code, replying for emails, and use of chatbot. You can do these things with the automation with AI. Now we are going to discuss about what are the tools we can use and how you can do. Mainly this session is practical. We are going to use many tools, and I'm going to show how we can use them in many practical items. Then, if we come to AI automation, actually AI automation combined with several AI technologies. Very first, I explained about what is natural language processing. If we are going to work with actual text, actual speech, right? We can call as AI useful, and actual test we can call as in natural language processing. Then computer vision. If you are going to work with, if you are going to work with videos and images, that part comes under the computer vision. And we are going to use machine learning. Actually, inside the machine learning, there are so many other parts called deep learning and large language models. Whatever tools we are going to discuss today based on large language models. Let me go quickly. Then, what are the benefits of AI automation? Definitely cost saving, increased productivity, improved customer satisfaction. For an example, you can get so many examples. For an example, assume get Amazon, right? They got so many orders. If we are going to handle those orders manually, you can assume how many people need to work, how much of hours you need to spend. But the thing is, all of them are automated. If order come, it go into the allocated department, then automatically update the spreadsheets, then send those orders to the relevant departments, get the orders, and those details into the logistics, I mean drivers, and it means everything is automated. Basically, if you order something, even though you can get the delivery today, because of this automation process, basically this because of the automation, you can save money for saving their increase productivity, and even though finally improve customer satisfaction, right? This is the important thing, right? Before we go to the automation, AI automation, you should know what is a simple automation. Nowadays we are saying simple automation and AI automation. Simple automation means you can do automation without AI. right? I am giving this one as your homework. I can remember last time also I gave homework. This is a kind of homework you need to do. Today we are going to talk about AI automation. Therefore, I am not going to ask to do now. This is simple automation. Actually, this is a real world. This is a real world problem. One of the cookies company, they are getting orders via uh, Microsoft. Sorry, uh, they are getting orders via Google Forms. Then what happened once you get the order, we have to enter that one to the Google sheet or Excel sheet. Then after that, the owner need to send those orders to the factory and ask to create the order. And same time, he needs to send email uh, back to the customer. Now, if we are going to do this one, you can see how much of manual hours you need to use. But we are going to automate this process. When customers send the order, automatically update the spreadsheet, automatically send the production department, and automatically send email back to the customer saying we received the order. Now, this is the automation we are going to do. Very simple. You can use make.com. This is not AI site. One of the automation site called make.com. You can use free of charge. You don't want to pay. But if you are going, this is a high usage, then only you need to pay. But for basic applications, you don't want to pay. And no coding required. You don't want to write any single code. And connection easy and free to start. What you can do, try to do this automation, then you can get a flavor about what is automation and how it works. If you are going to struggle to do this, what you can do, there is a video, link is there. This video explain A to Z how you can do this automation. You will take 10 to 15 minutes. Trust me, within 10 to 15 minutes, you can create this simple automation. Right. Then what we discussed so far, AI automation involved with AI, artificial intelligence. Simple automation means without AI. Now, this is one of the example of simple automation,
Pradeep,
right? Yep.
tell them that most of the data sets you are calling are in the model guide.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, you don't want any data set for this one. Basically, you are going to fill a Google sheet. Then automatic. Now, once you send that one in the other side, you need to get the data and enter to the Google sheet and reply reply automatically to the customer saying you received the order, and meantime you have to send team message or you can send email to the production team. But the thing is, if you get make.com, you can connect different application, Google Docs, uh, Teams, and so many applications you can connect, and you can do easy automation uh, with make.com. You can try this as homework. Right, this video explain how to do that one. Trust me, you can take 10 to 15 minutes, then you can realize you can get the flavor of the automation. Right. Now today, but we are going to talk about AI automation. I will start with AI automation with ChatGPT. I think no need to explain. All of you know what is ChatGPT, how you can use it. ChatGPT is an AI chatbot that uses natural language processing to understand and generate human-like text. Right, ChatGPT can answer questions. You know about that. And then AI automation ChatGPT uses to model to automate tasks like customer support, data processing. That is the most important thing I want to explain. You learn last week you learned how you can create machine learning models, right? You learn how you can create regression models, how you can create classification models, how you can predict, right? All of you, those things you can do by using ChatGPT. I'm taking you to that point step by step. Then then it streamlines workflow by generating responses, managing tasks, enhancing productivity. Those kind of things you can do with ChatGPT. Then it can create content, no need to explain, ideation assistance, and it can work as a research assistant. Right? We can discuss step by step. Right? I will open ChatGPT. Basically, where's my slide? Okay. Right. Number one, garbage in, garbage out. What is the meaning of that one? When you are going to ask something from ChatGPT, those are very simple. I will go quickly. When you are going to ask something, it must be clear. It must be coincide with what you are asking, and you have to give the proper prompting. I need this one. This is starting point. This is the body. This is the ending point. You have to give everything. That is called prompting. If you are asking wrong question, yes, it will give the wrong answer. That is simply called garbage in, garbage out. Uh, thing is this, you have to use a proper prompting to do that one. Actually, there is a document released by Google. This is a model page. There is a document released by the model that is called prompting guide. Right? You don't want to read this one at the moment. If you get a free time, read this guide. If you read that guide, trust me, you can develop, you can create you can do prompting proper way. That documents is already available. Now, thing is there are some courses available online these days. You have to pay to $2,000, $3,000 for prompt engineering. You don't want to pay, just follow that document. That document explain A to Z how you can do the proper prompting. Then in ChatGPT, right, you can get responses when based on the way you're asking. You can get responses in academic, scientific, professional, and friendly basis. Actually, those are the four bases they have ChatGPT got, but you can have some other things. Basically, they categorize the responses into four parts: academic, scientific, professional, and friendly. Then you can do the role play with ChatGPT. For an example, you can say, um, um, you are my maths teacher. I am in year 10. Right. Now, the after this, you can start the you can start your role play. Then now I said I am in year 10. Then I am asking what is an equation. Now you can see they explain this equation. The ChatGPT explain this equation, thinking that you are a year 10 student. Right? If you change this one, I am a postgraduate student. Right? You can see the different answer. You can get the answer. Okay. Right. You can see the different type of answer. Basically, what you can do. Right. Basically, what you can do. Right. Now you can see the different answers with, okay, maybe the same answer. I didn't train properly. Basically, you can do the role play with ChatGPT. You can say you are this one and you can give so many information. And based on that, you can ask questions and you can role play. I will come to that one later with ChatGPT with mobile and how you can do the role play. I will explain in a little bit later. Then this one is very important. You can ask ChatGPT to learn styles and imitate writing. This one do by the most of the students. What they do, I will take new ChatGPT window. What they do, I wrote something earlier. Now assume this is on my actual writing. Right, I wrote this one with so many errors. I am asking ChatGPT learn my style of writing, and I'm going to paste here, right? Now, what happened in this case? You are asking ChatGPT to learn something. Now, you're asking ChatGPT to learn my style of writing. Now, it's going to learn. Then you can ask, right? I'll go to Google Scholar quickly, get something. Right. Then get something. Then I can ask ChatGPT to rewrite the following in my style. If you write this one, now you can see. Now you can see this. Now the technique is extracting different. The technique extracting distinct features by. Now you can see it wrote according to my way of style. Right. This is the one of the place most students cheat in these days. Basically, you can train ChatGPT. You can later on you can play with this. You can ask ChatGPT to learn and imitate writing. Uh, and I don't know. It said if you include this one to your assessment, don't do that one. It won't recognize as AI writing because that is your way, your style of writing. Then next one, if you want, you can create tables. No need with ChatGPT. You can create tables. So you can say create a literature table. Create a literature table with okay for with 5 articles for I say AI automation. Right now, this way it can create tables. Those are very simple things. I will go more quickly. Right. Even though you can ask to include the actual citations, you can do those things and it will create the new table. Those things are simple. Right. Then I can move to the next part. Then these are the things I want to talk a little bit today. Customized GPT. Right. There's something called customized GPT. You might think now those models trained earlier, maybe before October, before September. If you get ChatGPT version 3.0, I think those models developed October 2023. Therefore, you can get results before October 2023. But the thing is, actually, what you can do, you can go to customize ChatGPT, and here you can see browsing. Right, if you switch on this browsing, then what will happen, it can take data from online as well. Therefore, no need to worry about what date, which time the train the model. Therefore, I always recommend use browsing on. Right, for an example, now I'm browsing on. Then if I ask who won the ladies cricket World Cup. Right, this one happened, I think, last Sunday. If this model train, now you can see searching winner of the, now you can see the searching from the websites. Right, you can see what are the website, Kill Now something, then Wikipedia, and from those websites got the ChatGPT got information from those websites. Therefore, what you need to do, you have to customize GPT. In that time, you have to switch on the browsing. Otherwise, what will happen? The time of this model train, you can get data up to that level. Then next thing is you can include customized instructions. You can say my name is Pradeep. I simply say, right, you can include where are you based, and these kind of things you can include. Right. Then, if you want, you can include how would like ChatGPT response. That way, you can customize your ChatGPT. This is very important. Say, example, how formal or casual should the ChatGPT be? You can say, I need professional replies or something like that. You can program this one. Actually, I'm going to customize this. How long, short responses. What you can read them, and based on that, you can customize ChatGPT. And I'm going to save this one. Now, next time, if I ask to write, say, example, write email to students that there is no class today. Okay, it should come my name, but somehow it's not saved. Let me check. You can give it a try. My GPT, customer GPT. I can open new window. Write an email to students that there is no class today. If you press enter, yes. Now you can see it came automatically. Now earlier, my previous case, this didn't come. Now you don't want to tell your name, your position, and everything. It came automatically. That way you can customize your GPT. Very important, right? You can, if you want to do that, then go here, and you can customize your GPT, and you can write, you can explain. That way you can automate your GPT. Okay, I will move to the next point. Browse history, ready-made GPT.
I want to ask you a question. Emanuela, does WTO has or Natasha, any of you, do you have a kind of a word? Are you allowed to use ChatGPT? And what level can you use it?
So at the moment, as far as I'm aware, and somebody could tell me if I'm wrong or not, it has been blocked.
Okay.
That's the last thing that I'm aware of. I don't know if anyone is aware of anything else.
Yeah. The thing is, because that's why I wanted to first ask, so that before he goes too details, because I know the area where you can bring in security to it. You know?
Yes. So it's not, so the intention is that when we move on to upgrading our systems on whichever platform that we're using from Microsoft, it will become open, but within our system. But at the minute, that's not the case.
Okay, because I just put a link now. We can actually make security in it so that the data are secured and safe. You know, within that thing. Because there's actually no leakage. But like I keep saying, when AI falls into a wrong, hand, when management changes and then they are trying to target people, then it becomes a problem. They have all your data because it's actually saves. It saves. But except when you click don't off your history, then it will not save. But like what he's doing now is to train it in such a way that ChatGPT knows the sequence. It knows the sequence. It makes your work actually very easy. AI that makes your work very easy, especially ChatGPT 4.0. But the idea is, how do we bring security to it? That is, before WTO can say they are using it well, it can make what you are doing for months to be done in seconds. That is the truth. So it saves time.
Yeah, let me ask a quick question. What is the likely model that the organization intends to adopt? Are you adopting the vendor model, or you intend to create your own in-house infrastructure for this?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It's all about cost here, and we don't have the resources to develop. In an ideal world, we would want to develop our own in-house one, but we don't have the resources to do that. So what I think will be done is will be the Microsoft version. We'll be using the developers version, but within a specific, and I don't have the details on that, within a protected environment.
Okay, so we'll discuss that when we're looking at the cost benefit analysis of the vendor
because
model.
we can actually develop WTO style, just like you're saying. It will have to be with cost, but first is because all of them use the same system to work. So let's follow the cost to understand how all of them actually work, whether the one we're going to develop or the one that is already in the market.
I agree. I agree.
To be honest, if you can get idea, because with these kind of automation tools, you can save lots of time. Later you can decide what kind of things you can get from here, and you can identify what are the benefits you can get from the from automation tools, and if you are going to build this on site, and those kind of things you can analyze later on. Can I carry on?
Okay.
Right, because I got a limited time, another half an hour time I need to complete this. Then there's another thing with ChatGPT. It's very important. Now you talk about the data security. In that time, what you can do, this is the one. Okay, if you want to protect your data, if you don't want to do anything to the outside, what you can do, you can create your own GPT. That one we can call as my GPT, right? Now here you can see what are the GPTs I have created. This is for my daughters. She's in year 9. I created one GPT to include mathematics, including mathematics materials. But before that, I will explain how you can create your own GPT. Then I will explain how this works. If you want to create your own GPT, right, you can say create GPT, and you can ask, you can give name, any name you can give. Right. What you can do, you can go to create, easiest way. You can say what you need now. What you are going to do here, you are going to create your own GPT now. Right. You can say, but I can say data security. Data security in logistics. Right. If you answer this question, what do you like to make? Right. Then it's going to update the GPT. Right, they suggest a name for my GPT, LogicGuard Security. I said I'm happy with this one, yes. Now here you can see the right-hand side. It's going to create my own GPT. Next, I will create profile picture. Now, if you want, you can include profile picture, but what happened? It's going to use DALL-E, and it's going to create the profile picture automatically. If you're happy, you can say yes, or you can upload your picture. I'm said yes to save the time. Now you can see right-hand side, it's going to create your own GPT. Now you can answer these questions, but the thing is, to save time, I'm going to straight away to the configure. Right, if you go to configure, you can see it came the name. It's there. If you want, you can change. security, University of Bolton, or something. You can, it appears in right hand side. Description, then instructions, it came automatically. If you want to change those instructions, you can change, right? Then this is a conversation starter. Now here you can see 4 automatically created. I am going to remove one of them. Okay. I want us what is, I want to include one, what is data security. Right, it is appeared here that you can include conversation starters. Now this is the most important thing. If you want to use this one internally, you can remove all web browsing, remove all of them, right? That time you are going to use this one with you, not with the any other person, right? Then you can upload files. What files you want to use with this within this ChatGPT? This is your own GPT. What kind of files you can use within this GPT? That way you can add files, right? At the moment, I can keep web browsing and image creation. Then after that, you can create you can create your own GPT. Then if you want, you can share this one with somebody else, whoever you want, or you can keep only me, or you can upload to the GPT store. I'll come to GPT store a little bit later. I am keeping this one only me and save. Right, I don't want this one. I'll go back. Now it says GPT publish. If you go to my GPT, now you can see your new GPT, and also you can see in here, chat GPT in here, you can see your own GPT. Now you can go here and you can chat, you can ask questions about the files you uploaded or about this specific area. That way you can create your own GPT. Then if I go to my one, this is my GPT. This is my, as explained, this is my daughter's. Uh, I created this one for my daughter. She's in year 9. She's a little bit weak for mathematics. What I did, I created this kind of GPT and I included her school materials. What is school material I included here. Now all the materials there. I didn't include anything outside. I didn't link to the web. Just simple school material. Now what I do, I am asking, say example, create 10 MCQs, 10 MCQs related to, say, solve equations. Right, is this one going to create equations from the knowledge base, because I give the knowledge base. Right now you can see now it's creating, right, it's creating 10 MCQs, but these are not out of the syllabus because knowledge, I introduced knowledge base. I gave only her materials that are not linked to the outside, no internet, it means no with the other web pages. Right, then once I get this one, what I do, now you can see it created 10 or 20, how many you can say. Once I get this one, what I do, I get a printout and I ask my daughter to do. Same time, I slowly ask, what are the solutions? Right, it will show all the solutions. Right, this way you can get solutions for that one. This is the way you can create on GPT. If you want to keep your data within your organization, with you, right, you can create your own GPT like this. Let me go through the next one. Give it a try. You can practice later on. Browsing support, discuss ready-made GPT. Okay. The next thing is, there are some, now here you can see my GPT. Now these are the solutions. Even though I don't know how to do this, all the parts there. How now? This is year 9. Therefore, explain very simply. Even I can understand. Then I can mark her work. Then this is another my GPT. These days I'm teaching another module called professional practice. To be honest, I don't like it at all. basically what I do, I included all the materials in here. I use my phone and I chat, what is this, and it will give the answers. That way I'm going to I'm going to get some practical things and other ideas, and I'm going to teach this module. Right. That way you can create your own GPT by using my GPT. The next thing is, if you go to my GPT, or no, if you go to Explorer GPT, right, here you can see other GPT created by other people. As explained earlier, once you create a GPT, if you want, you can put it public or you can put it as only me. Now here you can see those are some other GPTs. Now if you want this image generator, you can click this and you can use. Now I use this one most of the time. This is a Scholar GPT. This Scholar GPT consists of over, I think, 200 million of articles as the knowledge base, right? I am going to use now what Scholar GPT. This is not my GPT. Somebody else created. Is straight away I can say create an article. Create an article for what industry revolution 5.0. I can say use IEEE format, use references in IEEE, and if you want you can give the word count. Oh my god. Right, if you click this one, now here you can see this is the Scholar GPT. This one consists of more than 200 million resources, right, from the Google Scholar and some other places. If you say this, click this one, it's going to create your article in IEEE format, and you can see all the references and everything in IEEE format. You can see references and things, right? This is simple example. If you go to Explorer GPT, those are the ready-made GPTs. If maybe you can use, maybe in image creating, you're writing. There are so many examples, right? Feel free to explore and get ideas. Then I can go to the next point. Then yeah, you can use daily to image generation. Is very simple. You can create images. Simple. I can go to my chat GPT. I can say create an image of a cat stealing fish from fish market, one of the famous image, right? If you say this one, it's going to create image. Right, you can see the image. You can see how quality this one. If you want, you can increase size and see. What I'm going to do, as I explained here, today we are going to talk about other. Okay, time is limited, right? You can create your image like this. If you want, you can change the image. You can say instead of cat, use dog. Use a dog. Right. Okay, you can create those kind of images. You can change the now. If you want, you can say I want a Switzerland fish market. If you get Switzerland appearance, that way you can do modification for your image. Then main thing is this, right? With the how you can use this one practically. This is one of the example. This is one of the example. I want to calculate this one. What of the sum of the cost for each and every month or something. I want to calculate this one. Then it take long time to use the calculator. Or otherwise, I have to enter by using keyboard. What I did, right? What I did, I used my mobile phone. I got a photo of this one, and I asked, "Can you add everything together?" That's all I did. I use my mobile and I open ChatGPT app and I get a photo of this and I ask, can you add everything together? It gave the correct answer, right? And here you can see what kind of code it already used, right? For this kind of things, like image recognition, it can do properly and it can do the calculation and you can get the answer. This is one of the another example. My daughter came to me that day and she asked, how to solve this one. To be honest, when I read the question first time, I didn't get a clear idea. What I did, using my phone, I got a photo and I asked her, stay for a while, I'll give the answer, right? Then I got this question, I get the photo, then I inserted that on your chat GPT and I asked how to solve this. And it explained A to Z how you can solve this problem, right? And next thing is, if you want, you can give a flow chart. I don't have much time to go through. Yes, right. If you give a flow chart and ask to create a program, ChatGPT can create a program automation. You don't want to do anything, get the draw your flow chart and ask to produce the program. It will create a Python program, and image recognition can identify X-rays these days, ECG, and other medical images also can identify. I am not happy about voice and video recognition. You can insert video and say analyze. Most of the time you will get the wrong answers, but in time to time it going to be developed. Then this is the most important, data analytics. You can do data analytics using ChatGPT. Basically, you can do data analytics using ChatGPT in user-friendly conversational manner. Even though you can ask questions and it will provide answers. Those are the basic steps you need to follow. No need to explain. I think last week you discussed about how you can create machine learning models and things. Those are the steps you need to follow. What I am going to do, right? Basically, what you need to do, go to ChatGPT. You can load data set and you can give step-by-step command, right? Step-by-step command. Then it will first you can do the EDA, exploratory data analysis. Then you can do the feature selection. So many steps you need to follow. You need to clean your data set. Then you can ask to create model, and maybe you can check the accuracy and those kind of things. What I'm going to do, basically what you need to do, go to ChatGPT, right? Basically you need to enter your data set and you can say analyze this. Instead of that, right? Instead of that, what I am saying, I am saying to ChatGPT, go to scikit-learn and get this data set. Go to scikit-learn and get the best cancer data set and start your classification work. First, define the now. I don't want to go to the classification straight away. First, define the problem statement for me, and secondly, perform data cleaning. I am asking to the data cleaning, pre-processing, and checking missing value and handle them, and finally treat outliers. I am asking do everything to the chat GPT. Let's see what kind of reply you can get. Right, it created chat GPT, it created the problem statement. Right, then load in model. Now get the data set. Now these are the steps it's going to follow. Now cleaning data.
Some of us have ChatGPT 3.0. You can't do all this. These ones are the free version, you know.
No,
but this is
ChatGPT 4.0 you can use for I think 25 prompt free of charge.
Yes.
After that,
Yes.
you need to pay.
Yes.
Right.
It's
It detected outliers.
$20 minus tax.
Right. It detected outliers. Then after that, I am saying now perform data exploration and feature engineering for the same data set. Now you can see how much your time is spent to analyze the data set and clean data. That means remove missing values, remove outliers. Now this one did everything properly. Then now you can see correlation heat map. This is for the feature engineering. All are created. Then inside now it's doing that one doing the feature engineering. Straight I can, because of the time limitation. Now I am saying perform model selection. Right, it's going to use 3 model: logistic regression, random forest, support vector machines. If you want, you can include more models. You can say include this model. It's going to create each and now ChatGPT is going to get each and every model, and it's going to evaluate the accuracy, precision, recall, and F1 score. Now you can see with that data set, if you get that data set, for the logistic regression, accuracy is equal 98.25, random forest accuracy 97, support vector regression accuracy 97. Then conclusion, logistic regression has the highest accuracy. Therefore, best model for this one is the logistic regression. If you want, you can ask possible deployment options as well. Right. Now you can see I have completed the, to be honest, this is a complete data science application. I completed within 2-3 minutes, right? Therefore, ChatGPT able to do this kind of task, especially this is good for data analytics, right? You got another homework. What you need to do? You have to revisit the machine learning task you covered in lecture 4. Last week you covered some machine learning tasks. You need to re-implement using ChatGPT. Then you can feel how easy. Just write the command properly and you can get the results. Even though you can ask more graphs, it will create more graphs. You can see some graphs created here, right? You can ask more graphs, analyze each and everything. You can compare each and every models. Then it can compare and give the results. Right. This way it can create. You can do complete machine learning projects using ChatGPT. Try to do this one as your homework. Again, revisit machine learning task covered in the lecture 4 and re-implement using ChatGPT. Right. That is end of the ChatGPT. I think most of things we discussed. Now straight away I can go to the Copilot Microsoft product. Basically same as ChatGPT. If you want to use Copilot online, right, you can go to copilot.microsoft.com and you can register and you can use online. But the thing is not like ChatGPT, right? You can see the history, whatever you did, history you can see here. You can type questions and same as prompting is important, right? You can ask what is AI automation. And it will give the answer and you can create images. This is the same image I created earlier. You can create images same as earlier. It provide the answer. Now this is the same as ChatGPT you can use, but there are few options. Even though I think I got Copilot Pro version, I got this anyway. Limited. Sorry. Same as ChatGPT, you can go to copilot.microsoft.com and you can use the Copilot. This one based on ChatGPT 4 series large language model. This one launched in 2023. Okay, 2023 as a Microsoft primary replacement for Cortana. Nowadays not available. It help automating tasks, generating content, analyzing data, creating presentations. So much of things you can do, but mainly, what is the main task? Microsoft Copilot aims to enhance productivity by combining the power of large language models with capabilities of Microsoft 365 apps. Right? If you get Copilot with Microsoft 365 apps, it's going to be very, very easy. You can do your work with automation. Microsoft Copilot is AI-powered assistant integrated into Microsoft applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and many more. Right. Let's start Copilot with Word. I will open Word. Right. I open Word. If you open Word, if you don't have this Copilot sign, if you are using a company computer, it means company network, you may contact your administrator. This is my personal login, right? Therefore, I got Copilot. If you are going for the Copilot Pro, basically Copilot got two versions, Copilot Pro and Copilot Ultra. If you get Copilot Pro, basically come with Windows 11. You have to update Windows 11. Copilot Ultra you can use online. If you get Copilot Pro, you can use online apps. But if you want to use Copilot Ultra, if you want to use Copilot with standalone applications like here, you have to use Copilot Ultra. Right. Basically, what you need to do, say example, now I'm going to work with Copilot. Select icon or press Alt I, draft with Copilot. I'm going to press Alt I. I am saying create a tutorial to explain AI and automation. Include some activities as well. Simple, right? You can say, you can just write, but you need to write the proper prompt. You have to say what you need to include this one, what is description, then what is body and how to end. If you include those things, then you can say generate. I'm in Microsoft Word. Working with Copilot. Still working. Right. Now it created, you can see it created your document, even though I can share this one with you. If you read this one, this is a proper document. Explain what is AI, types of AI, applications of AI. This is the activity, AI chatbot, how to get a chat box, automation, what is automation, type of automation. Everything is said. This is the activity 2. It is a proper document. Right, conclusion. I am saying remove, if you want to modification, I am saying remove conclusion. And all the modifications you can type and you can do it here. Or I can say, right, I can say include to do task. Right, that way you can do modifications for this document. Right, in addition to that, here you can see Copilot icon. Click when you click here. Right, you can see if you want to understand this one, what you need, you can understand, you can ask. For an example, you can say summarize this document. Where am I? Right, I can say summarize this document. Right, it's going to produce a summary of this document. Earlier, I asked to create a I don't know, it should be there, right? It's going to summarize what is there, what it include, and those things are there. Okay. You can ask some questions related to this one. Larry, I will take another 15 minutes. I'm sorry. I'll finish as early as possible.
That's fine.
Yeah. Then, if you are not sure about what kind of prompt you can use here, what kind of questions you can ask, you can click here, view prompt, to understand and ask. You can see what kind of prompt you want to ask something. Click here. These kind of prompts you can see, or you can click here, more prompt. Right, you can get more prompt here. Right, that way you can ask questions, and you can work with Copilot with Word. Let me check if I miss anything. Draft with Copilot, Copilot pane and ask questions, different prompt here discuss, highlight and rewrite. If you are not happy about anything, say example, I am not happy about the introduction, I am going to highlight, click here, and I can say make changes, or you can ask to rewrite, it's going to rewrite. Right, I'm going to replace that one. That way you can do the changes. If you are not happy this one, click here, and you can do changes, and you can define what are changes you want to do. That way now you can see I did spend less than 1 minute to create this particular document. Even though next one visualize as a table, even though say example, right, if I go at the end, what kind of, I don't know this correct or right, anyway, right, I'm going to say activity 2. Right, just I'm doing this activity 3. I'm going to select this one. If you want, you can ask make this one as a table, visualize as a table. I don't know what will happen. Let's see. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? It create a table, activity, ethical debate, objective, material, and it already created a table like this. I want to keep this one. Yeah. For each activity, if you want, you can do like this. Right. That way you can use Copilot with Word. You can do so much of automation. Same me, you can use Copilot with PowerPoint. Right, I will delete this one. Go to the PowerPoint. If you go to PowerPoint, I can open blank presentation. Right, here I can see Copilot. I'm going to see, click, okay, I don't want to go here. When you click here, you can say create PowerPoint about what? AI and automation. Trust me, I didn't create my PowerPoint presentation using this. I spent some time for my PowerPoint presentation. Right, I am asking here. Right. Create a presentation about AI and automation. If you want, you can define how many slides you need, what type of images you can create, everything you can define. But because of the time, instead I'm saying create a presentation about AI and automation. I am going to run this one. Now it's going to define what kind of slides you need. Then you can say generate slides. Right, you better say create 3-4 slides, then that way you can save your time. But anyway, okay, it's creating now. because a large number of slides, it take time. It's there, right. Now you can see I spent, I think, 2 minutes. I created a complete PowerPoint presentation, even though it automatically divides that one into number of chapters. If you go there, you can see it divided into number of chapters. This is chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. It created a complete PowerPoint presentation within 2 minutes. But the thing is, you have to go through the content. You can see how much of time you can save. Let me go to the slide. If I miss anything, create presentation, create, add, edit, ask, different prompts, organize into chapters. Yeah, I think we discussed. If you want, you can talk with this presentation. You can click here, Copilot. If you want, you can create, you can understand. If you want to ask questions about this and summarize this, what is this? Can you give more examples or those kind of things? You can ask, or you can go to edit or ask. Say example, if you want to edit this one, right? These are the prompt you can use for the edit. Add an image, add a slide, thought, and these countries you can add, edit, delete. These countries you can do in here, asking questions. Right. Now you can see how I created PowerPoint presentation using Copilot. Because of the time limitation, I am not going to cover with Outlook. Same way you can open. Let me try to get right. This is one of my account. Right. If you want, you can new email, but you can do okay, I think I'm the different account. Let me check. Give me 1 second. Yeah, this is the right. I got one email to this account, right? Now this is my inbox. I got email. Now, say example, this is a big email. This is a 2019 old email, right? If you have a big email, if you don't have a time, you can say summary by Copilot. It will provide summary, right? Then if you want to reply this email, you can select reply. Then you can select from here, draft with Copilot. And you can say reply to this email, and say something, say thanks. Right. I'm saying generate. Right. You can see it create to that name. Thank you for detailed information regarding the it will create this kind of it create this email. If you want, keep it, or everything is okay. If keep it, and if you want, you can send this one back. Same way, if you want to create email, you can go draft with Copilot and you can create email. Coaching means, say example, you wrote email. I got your email. Thanks. Right. If you want, you can check this one is good or bad with coaching with Copilot. It's going to analyze your email. And it say replace this one with this one, this one with this one. It gives some suggestions. Tone, be moral. You had be more you had be more formal, and this can suggest it is going to coach you how to write a proper email. Right. Same me. Right, I close this one. Right, same you can use Copilot with Excel. There's a worksheet if you want to use. You can open worksheet and you can ask to create tables. Just write your command. Take quick 2-3 minutes. Right. This is one of the email. This data set already there in the Moodle page. Right. Now, if you want to work with this one, right, what you can do easily, you can work with the Copilot. I quickly go through some. Right. What you can do with the Copilot. Right. If you want to use Copilot dataset, what you need to do, you have to turn on autosave. You can save in OneDrive or any online storage place. Now you can work with this dataset. For an example, you can ask how many customers there are. Right, it's going to analyze the whole data set. It will say how many customers there are, right, understanding data, and it will provide the answer. Even though you can add column, highlight, many things you can do. Right, it said distinct count 5 customers. Right, if you want, what you can do, you can add this onto new sheet. Now here you can see number of customers there. You can check if you want what is the equation used. Earlier calculation. Right, it will say what is the calculation it used. Right, count, unique, this kind of calculation. Normally, if you want to do this task, actually you have to write this kind of code, isn't it? I think so. Or okay, you can make as a table and you can find. But this is the actual calculation carried out by Copilot. Say example, I want to say add the new column. Add a new column. Name profit. Okay, new column. I'm saying profit. I'm just saying, I don't know it will work or not, because I see here revenue and cost. I think Copilot can calculate the profit. Let's see. Not sure it is working. It will work. Yes. See, I didn't. Now this is the equation Copilot use. Revenue minus cost. See, D2 minus D minus E. I didn't say anything. I say add new column called profit. That's all I said. Add the new. Even my spelling mistake was there. Add new column profit. Right? AI use the equation automatically, and this way you can insert new column. This way you can do so much of things with um, Excel. Example, you can create data, convert data into table. You can analyze. Even though you can analyze, you can ask to create graphs. You can do add new column, highlight cells, then even pivot tables. You can find seasonal trends. These kind of things you can do with Copilot. What you can do, get open Copilot and just play around. Basically, those are things I want to explain on the Copilot. Then third one, automation with Gemini. This is a Google product, as I explained earlier, announced in 2023. It is integrated across Google services like search and these kind of. Basically, what I want to explain. Right. This is a Gemini interface. Same. This is a Gemini, same as ChatGPT. I don't have Gemini. Now, if I go to Gemini, there are 2 versions. Advanced version. I don't have the advanced version. I just will see free version. But even the same as earlier. Now, example, I included one of the image, and I asked, what is this? It identify everything. It said this is a word cloud and identify all the words. So much of things you can do, same as ChatGPT. What I want to explain, right? If you go to Right. If you go to extensions, right. If you go to Gemini extension, now here you can see Google Workspace. You need to switch on this one. I'm going to switch on this one to my Google Workspace. Now here you can see that means it can work with your Gmail account, your Google Drive, right? Whatever Google, it's going to work with all of those products. If you say Google Workspace switch on, it's going to work with all of those products. Therefore, you can ask questions. How many emails I got last week? Right? How many emails I got last week? What is the last document I saved in a Google file? Can you open it? Right? This kind of command also you can do. In addition, what I'm saying, in addition to ChatGPT, if you switch on Google Workspace, you can do this kind of things. Right? How you can do this? You can go to settings, extensions. You can switch on Google Workspace. You can switch on Google Workspace, and it's going to work with these apps. You can ask how many emails and those kind of things. Right. Then here you can see Google Flight, Google Hotel, and Google Maps. Very important. Right. This one we can work as a travel agent. It can book your flight, book your hotel, and even show the map. Let me check. What I did. Right. I'm saying I am actually going to Sri Lanka. I am going to Sri Lanka. I'm going to Sri Lanka. I'm saying November 7th and coming back. Say 15th November. Can you give me the travel plan? Right. If you ask that one, it's going to create. Okay. You can ask with the flight. It's going to connect the Google Flight. And it shows all the prices. If you want, you can click here, go to Google Flight and hotels. But if you get the prompt properly, I need this one with the hotel and flight. It will give the proper answer, right? Because this one, you can see these extensions are there: Google Flight, Google Hotels, and Google Maps. And YouTube also there. For an example, I'm going to copy this one straight away. Right, find video of how to quickly get grapes juice out of wool rug. Right, now here you can see so many YouTube videos. This is simple, right? It's going to find so many videos. But what you can do, you can say summarize video 1. Actually, Gemini can go inside of that video and it can identify what are the things inside and it can summarize. Very important feature, right? You can use Gemini. All others are simple. Right, all others are simple. You can there are 2 versions, Pro and Ultra. You can get the real responses, same as ChatGPT. Prompt engineering is important. Edit and get new answers. These are okay. Different extensions there: Google Workspace, YouTube, and use as a travel advisor. Image recognition also you can do. And here this one include Google Lens as well. Give it a try. Then next thing is, if you want to use Gemini for data analytics or machine learning tasks, you have to get advanced version of Gemini. Then only you can use. But I don't have advanced version. But if you get that one, it is $20 per month. Right? You can do machine learning activities as well. Then Gemini Live, and if you get Gemini to your mobile phone, you can ask questions and you can play. It means you can ask question, it will give the answer. You can do the interactive conversation with Gemini Live and ChatGPT. Right. I am not going to do this one because of the time. Celestine. Celestine?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I want creating a simple AI chatbot. Can I get another 3-4 minutes?
You see, the time is okay. Just all right. Take it down to 9:30.
Yeah, okay. This is one of the simple example how you can create a simple AI chatbot. You don't want any coding, but if you want to create chatbot is most recommended one Zipper, make.com, we discussed earlier, and those are the 3 applications environment you can use. Those are the most common, most of them free. But if you are going to high usage, you need to pay each and every one free things. But the thing is, if you want, now I am going to explain this one using chatbase.co. If you know this one, if you know how to do this on chatbase.co, easily you can do with these kind of interfaces as well. Right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this one. Right. I will go to chatbase.co. Right. I want to sign in. I will sign in with Google. Right. Now I am going to create a new chatbot. Right. If you are going to get a new chatbot, if you want, you can include files. And you can ask question from this file, or you can include text. Just copy and paste text, and you can ask text, or you can include a website. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create a chat box for right Center of Intelligence Things of University of Bolton, Celestine 1. Right. What I'm going to do, I am going to copy this one. Right. I am going to create a chat box for this particular website. Right. Then what I'm going to do, I am going to use URL. If you use this one, it's going to get all the links. But if you put here just only that particular page, right? I am saying fetch links. It will take all the links. Right. Because of the time, I'm going to remove some of them to save time. Those are the related links to that particular site. Right. Then after that, what time, just that's all. What if you want, you can go text and file as well, but I need to create chat box for this particular website. I'm saying create chatbot. Right. This is the playground. This is the playground, and you can ask questions and you can play. Right. Then you can include activity. No, not yet. Then analytics, not yet. Source, not yet. Connect, okay. But what you need to, you can go to settings. Right. You can go to settings. You can change the name. You can say right. Then if you want, you can change the interface. Right. Initial message. Hi, what can I help you with? If you want, you can say like this. Then a suggested message. We can suggest what kind of message. Then message placeholder here. What you need to say, message. Right. If you want, you can change. Then footer. Now here you can say powered by chat-based SEO, and you can say University of Bolton or CLOTH. Then theme. If you want, you can dark or light. Display name. This is I already include display name here. I'm saying CLOTH, University of Bolton. Right, almost done. If you want, you can include a profile picture. I don't have time to do this. I can include a profile picture for chatbot as well as the chat icon for this one. Color you can reset. If you want, I don't like blue. I want to use different color. This one color of here, bubble button. If you want, you can reset. It is not working. Okay, you can reset to any color you like. Yeah. Then you can save. Right. If you want, you can play and see. Right. Now I created this one for center for intelligence of things. I can ask question something like who is the lead or something. Okay. Who is the boss? He's a president and vice chancellor. Let me go there and I ask head of center. Right. I can ask who is the head. Right. The head of center University Board, Dr. Celestine. Right. Now, because I just entered this particular web page. Therefore, all the information getting from this web page. Just I ask, my name is there. I'm not sure my name is there or not. I can ask. I don't expect information. No, nothing there. But anyway, right, that way you can get chat box. Once you create this one, what you need to do, if all done, you can go to sources. What you can do, you can go to connect, make public. Then this is the code. You can copy this code. This is iframe code or script. This is a JavaScript. This is iframe code. You can copy and paste this one in your website. Simply copy this code and paste here. Right, it will appear the chat box. Right, that way you can create simple chat box using AI. But basically, if you know how to use chatbase.co, other things are simple. Same way you can do. Then real world examples, I'm not going to talk those things. Some examples going to talk by Lare today. Then these are the future trends. And finally, I created this one. Most of the images, acknowledge most images I got from Google Images, only one image from Google Images. All other images I created using generative AI. Logos, I just use ChatGPT logo. That's all. I don't have much time. Any question? I'm sorry, I maybe rushed. Any question, please email me. Definitely, I'm going to reply. Thank you, Celestine. Sorry, I took long time. Celestine, I can't hear you. Celestine, we can't hear you.
Okay, yes. I know you can hear me now. Okay, quickly, let's have Larry. I know we have lots of questions, and see Anna is excited to ask questions. I know
If you have any question,
has been done.
do me a favor. If you can email me, don't worry. I'm going to reply. Actually, I had to leave because I got another session at 9 o'clock. I have to go to the university now. I'm still at home. Therefore, please email me, and definitely I'm going to reply you. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Larry, take over. We are trying to see if we can show some of the demonstration. That's why it's supposed to be 2 classes today. Okay, Larry.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Let me share my screen. So today I'll be doing 2 practical sessions. One will be on regional traffic in the UK, and another one, the next one will be on naval/vessel predictive maintenance. So the first one is regional traffic. I got this data from the Department for Transport. at the in UK's Department for Transport. So over here they have different data, and the one that I was most interested in was basically the regional traffic estimates. You can find the materials for all this data in the Moodle page, on the Moodle page. So the regional traffic estimates is the one I was interested in. And what is this data about? The reason why I decided to do it this way is because I believe that this is kind of like close to what WTO does in real time. I've been to the website, and in a way they have like different various data sets, and in this data sets there's documentation on them. So it's good to in doing this AI automation practical session for us to look at it from the beginning, looking at the documentation, to building the AI model, to automating that AI model. So basically, we have the regional traffic estimates, and here you can find the details about it. But what this contains is the traffic estimates provides the summary statistics on the distance traveled by vehicles on Great Britain's roads. So the different regions, what this does is that is calculating the amount of vehicles on that road. So that different independent variables here, different features. We have here region ID, region name, and so on. But the two main important features that we're interested in is the total link length kilometers and the all motor vehicles. And when we look at the data set here, so this is from the year 1993 to 2023, I guess. Yes, to year 2023. So here we have the data for all the different regions. And here we can see the region names: the Southwest, East Midlands, Scotland, Wales, then all the motor vehicles and everything. This is everything. Then we have the link length of the roads, of each roads in kilometers. We also have the one in miles. All the features were used in building the ML model, except the only one that was dropped was the region underscore ID. So now, what's the problem statement? The problem statement basically is that we have, for example, let's say you are a supply chain company now, and you're thinking of how you're going to move goods across regions in the UK. You want to have an understanding. You want to be able to predict, okay, the congestion rate at each region in the UK. So this is the problem statement. We want to be able to predict ahead of time, based on previous data, what is going to be the congestion rate in any region in the UK. And we're trying to, once we're able to predict that, we will now be able to automate it. So this is a low-level way of automating AI. Dr. Pradeep taught us the high-level way of automating AI, and this is a low-level way. Low-level in the sense that now you're not only being in charge of the data, you're also being in charge of what's different decisions, like the pre-processing stage and all that. In the high level way, ChatGPT, sometimes it assumes, but you can tell it what to do. You can tell it the pre-processing steps to take and everything, but a lot of times it will assume and to do all those steps for you. So what I'm going to take you through is the low level way. So the first thing we need to do is to, like in the previous session in day 3 and even day 4, the predictive modeling and the applied AI lecture, we should be familiar with all these steps. So basically is to import the libraries. All this is the same thing ChatGPT does in the high level. It's doing the same thing. If you put a prompt in ChatGPT and you tell it to show you the code, it will show you the code, and it's very similar. So we're importing the libraries that we need. Then what we need to do is to import the region traffic, the data set basically that we got from the Department of Transport. And over here, we can see in the data.info, we have is describing all the features, both independent and dependent features here. And here, I want to drop the next line of the code is to drop the region ONS code. The region ONS code, the reason why I'm dropping the region ONS code is because the region ONS code is almost similar to region underscore name in the fact that the region ONS code is like a unique identifier for the particular region. So we only need one of these. They're giving us the same data. This and this are giving us the same data. So I only need one. So I dropped this region ONS code and I chose to put the region underscore name, but you can do the opposite, but they're giving us the same data. Then here we have, this is a snapshot of the data. We have the info just to confirm that this particular region ONS code has been dropped. So when that is now dropped, now we now have the describe. What this does is that the describe method is giving us some particular descriptive statistics of each column in the data. So we have like the mean, the standard deviation, the minimum, the maximum, and the different percentiles, 20, 25%, 50%, and 75% percentile. And here now, what I'm doing here is to be able to know the different regions that we're looking at in the data. So in total, there were like almost, I think, 11 or 12 regions. The Southwest, East Midlands, Scotland, Wales, Northwest, Yorkshire, and Humber, etc. And this is the same thing too, just to know the amount of years. Then here now, we're now doing one of the pre-processing steps. We're trying to encode one of the categorical columns, basically. In the info, one way to know a column that is not numerical is when you look at the data type, you look at any column that you see that has like objects, it means like it's a string or is a categorical column. So from there, from the snapshot, you can know that, okay, you're going to have to encode this column. Because as I mentioned earlier, and as it was mentioned in the last lecture on predictive modeling, that every value that is not a number cannot be handled by the computer. So basically, you have to encode any value that is not a number. So all other columns here, for example, see all of them here are all float 64, and these ones are int 64. Basically, integers and floats, decimal values. That's what they are. But this is an object. So that's why this step is done to encode that particular column. So when we encode it, and here now, what is happening here is that based on the encoding, you understand, like I've told you that we have to turn any value that is a string has to be turned to a number. So based on the encoding, these are now the numbers of all these regions. So Southwest is now 7.0, East Midlands is 0.0, London is 2.0. So it has encoded all this now. All this has been encoded. And here now, yes, so this is just to confirm the above and everything. Then here now we want to find the correlation. The correlation is usually used to find out like the relationship, if there's a direct or inverse relationship between two or more variables in the data set. So for example, as we're interested in all motor vehicles, if we come to the last line here, we can see what is happening is the correlation between all motor vehicles and, for example, year, all motor vehicles, and for example, region underscore name, and so on and so on. And if you go to the end of the column, you'll see that here, all motor vehicles and all motor vehicles is 1. That is a perfect correlation because it's the same, basically it's the same variable. And for example, region underscore ID, look at, is also like 1. And so on and so forth. For example, look at two-wheeled motor vehicles, because this is two-wheeled motor vehicles, and yes, so it's a direct correlation. So it's 1 also, perfect correlation rather. So now the main problem we wanted to do was to be able to calculate the congestion ratio. As you can see from the data set, there is no, we can't really make sense of, okay, how congested each region is. And that is the purpose of basically, remember, that was the problem statement I started with. So we want to be able to calculate the congestion ratio. And the congestion ratio formula is given as total motor vehicles divided by link length in kilometers. Now, how are we going to do this? The way we do this is in our data, we already have an idea. We already have an idea of all motor vehicles. We already know that we have all motor vehicles, which means it's total motor vehicles. You understand? This is the same thing here. And also the link length in kilometers. Who here can tell me what would be the link length in kilometer that we're going to use? What is the link length in kilometers that we're going to use for our congestion ratio in the formula? based on this data that we have. So basically, the link length in kilometer is going to be this variable here. Look at it, link underscore length underscore kilometer. There's link underscore length underscore miles. So this is it here. And so this is what we need for. This is what we're going to need in order to be able to compute our congestion ratio. So when we do that, what happens is that we now have it at the last part of the column. Look at it here, congestion ratio at the end. So I've done it together. So it's similar to what Dr. Pradeep did when he was trying to calculate profit and he was using revenue and cost in order to create a new column. The only difference, as I explained earlier, was that was a high level way of doing it. And yeah, this is a low level way that is you yourself. You're the one doing it now, not the AI doing it. So basically, that's what we've done. We've been able to calculate the congestion ratio. So when we calculate the congestion ratio, the next step is just to remove the region underscore ID. We don't need this. We don't need this column. Basically, you can leave it there if you want, but I chose to remove it. Now, when we now remove the well, I've done all the pre-processing. Everything we've been doing up to now was just pre-processing. When we've done that, we now have to, as I mentioned earlier, we have to have what you call the dependent and the independent features. So basically, we have to know that, okay, what is it that we want to automate? What is it that we want to calculate, basically? And I already explained earlier that what we want to calculate is the congestion ratio. So definitely, this is going to be our Y variable, which is our dependent feature. So that's what is happening here, the Y variable. And every other column will now be our independent variables. You understand? And that is what is happening here for our X values. And here now is just to confirm that that previous step was done. So we have just to see the snapshot of the X and the Y. NumPy truncates the data, so it's not showing everything, but believe you me, this ellipsis indicates that all these other columns are all there. And this is for Y. So we can see all the values for Y. The first one is 489350, and here, if you go there to confirm, 489350. This is using the exponents in mathematics. So this is just plus. So it's the same thing. Is this 4.893506 e plus 05 is just raised to is the same value as this, is the same thing. It's just a shorthand they use in mathematics, and that's what is happening there. So yeah, we have seen all our Y values. So the next step now is now to build any model you want to use. You see, so this is another advantage now of knowing the low level way, because now you have the choice, to choose the model you want to use. You can use a linear regression, you can use neural network, you can use decision tree. In the high level way, ChatGPT will select whichever is best and it will stop there. But you can tell it, although you can tell it to do each and every one, but initially it will select the one that is the one that's it just selects one and it does it for you. So yeah, now what is happening is I'm building the linear regression from the beginning. And there, as it was explained last week in predictive modeling, you divide it into the test and the train sets. So basically, when we now have the linear regression, let me talk a bit about this. This is very important for the automation. So yeah, now what we're happening is that we're creating an instance of the linear regression class. The linear regression class was gotten from, we're using the class gotten from scikit-learn, as Dr. Pradeep mentioned earlier. Then here, the next line, what I'm trying to do is to fit the X train and the Y train. You understand? The reason why, I'm sure Dr. Ancha must have mentioned it in the last class, but the reason why, I'll just mention it again. The reason why we divide the data into the train and the test set is because we're trying to avoid information leakage. Information leakage in the sense that by the time we're training, by the time the model is being trained, we don't want it to have an idea. You understand? We don't want it to overfit on what it is learning. So we don't want it to know about some particular data points in the data. So this data that you're seeing now, this data that you're seeing, everything from 0 to 340, when we're training the model, is not all these data points we're going to use. We're going to use approximately, let me check the test split, the test size. So the test size is 0.2. So we're going to use just 80% of this. You know, so 80% of this 341 rows is what we're going to use to train the data. Then the remaining 20% is what we're going to use to test the to test the accuracy, to test the performance of our model. This is very important. You have to know the performance. How well is it in predicting data that it has never seen? So that's what is happening here. And that's what we're doing. So we're fitting to just the X train and the Y train. That's what we're doing. And from here now, we're trying to use the method called predict. So here now, we want to ascertain how good is it? How good is our model in predicting unknown values, unknown data points that it has not seen before? And we're using the R squared, the R squared correlation coefficient. We're using the R squared to check on the Y-pred and the Y-test. Because we're using the R squared because this is a regression tax, as I mentioned in the applied AI lecture. So this is a regression tax. That's why we're using things like R squared or adjusted R squared or MAE, MSE, mean squared error, for instance. But if it was a classification tax, we're using things like accuracy and recall. So yeah, now what is happening here is that I'm trying to know the correlation coefficient and the intercept, basically. So we want to know what is the linear regression formula, basically. That is what is happening here. And so yeah, now this is the formula. Everything you I uploaded all this on the Moodle page, so you'll see the formula there. And what basically is happening is that according to this formula, it is the intercept is of course is the constant. Then all these other coefficients are the independent features. So the first one, x1, is year. That is what x1 is. X2 is region underscore name. You understand? So wherever you see x2, you're meant to put region underscore name, and so on and so forth. Then also, I also built a decision tree model. Also, it was almost the same process as a linear regression model. We got a higher R squared here, 0.96. In the linear model, linear regression, we had 0.94, 0.95. That's what we got here. So here now is where we'll now begin to like perform a sort of like to automate this, basically using a method. So basically, it's just a very simple method called automate congestion ratio. What does this method will take in two parameters, new underscore data and model. So basically, what this whole process, what we're trying to do is that, okay, we've built the model, we've done everything, we've done the pre-processing. So now, how do we now input this now? So when we input this, what happens is that, as I'll show you in the next next example, what happens when you input this is that when you want to predict in real time, you understand? So you want to predict, for example, let's say we want to predict for the year 2024 now, what is going to be the congestion ratio. Do you understand? So is all this now, this is how like it now becomes automated now. So when you're putting it in the front, in a particular front end, so you put in those figures, each of all these figures will now be there. So that's what this line is saying. So we're using the decision tree model to predict now. You understand? And you know, before, yeah, what we're doing was we're predicting the x underscore test. You understand? On the test, on the data set that it has not seen, that 20% of the data. But yeah, now we're now assuming, because this was an assumption, we're now assuming that, okay, the only thing that was changed here was the year 2024. You understand? So I'm trying to predict the future data. And the other variables here, I just chose the averages of each of them. All these were just averages from the describe underscore t at the beginning of this code cell. So all these were just averages. But when you're going to put this in, when this, for example, if this model is going to be deployed, all these things you are seeing here are what will be in the new data, new underscore data. You understand? Then what will now happen is we'll now have the you now choose a model. So you can choose the linear regression and the decision tree regression, for instance. So here now the decision tree regression was predicting that the congestion ratio, you understand, in region underscore name is 7.0. Let's see which one is 7.0. 7.0 is Southwest. So the congestion ratio in Southwest England, based on the average, all other variables or averages, the congestion ratio that it predicted was 45,000, 450,597. So 450,597. That's what this model predicted. But in order to confirm that with what is when DFT releases the new statistics, we have to all these other things, because right now I just assumed and I'm using the averages only, but we have to have each set of this data. So for example, let's say you're looking at maybe a data set on economy. Now you have things like inflation and maybe surplus exports now. So if you want to determine like maybe the GDP now, the GDP is what you want to predict for, like, let's say 2025, 2026. You cannot, what I did there was that I said I gave inflation a particular value, but the other value now I just computed an average. But in real time, in your use case, you definitely have all these values now. You're going to have the inflation, you're going to have the PCI, and all other values will be in the data sets that you can now use to predict for the GDP of any country. So basically, that is what happens here, and this is how you, on a low level way, you automate this. In the next case study, we'll be looking at predictive maintenance. So this is naval vessel predictive maintenance, basically. And yeah, this is a real data set. It's not synthetic. So this is gotten from cargo. So what this is going to do is that using a series of variables, we're going to use it to determine what is going to be the GT turbine decay state coefficient. So basically, the GT combined decay state, the GT combined decay state coefficient basically just tells us, like as the name suggests, the turbine in the naval vessel, what is the state of decay currently in it? You understand? So this is a very important variable to predict, because you want to be able to know if it doesn't, you set a threshold that if this decay state does not reach this threshold, that means we cannot use this vessel. So this is something that is very important. Predictive maintenance, automation of predictive maintenance will be very important in supply chain and trade, basically. And that's why we use this data set. So this data set is available on Cargo, and you can find out more about the documentation for the data set, from maybe the columns and everything, the finding maybe some descriptive statistics. But we'll also do that. So
do we have the data set on the module page?
yes, it's on the module page. All of them are on the module. Yes, I uploaded them on the module page. So over here is the same thing. The only difference is there was not as much predictive, there was not as much pre-processing as the previous case study. So here now we don't have, no, let me just say it from. So from here now, all the data type, there's no object, they're all floats and ints. So that means they're all decimals and whole numbers, basically. That's what it means. So that's what we have here. You can see from just a snapshot of the data type, basically. So we can see, so here now, we don't really need to do much reprocessing. In the describe, while looking at the statistics of each one, of each variable. So things like the descriptive statistics, from the mean, the standard deviation, maximum, minimum, and so forth. So here now is telling us all the columns, over 12 or so, of all the columns in this data sets: index, level position, ship speed, gas turbine rate of revolutions, starboard propeller torque, etc, etc. Different variables that will affect the gas turbine decay state, basically. And yes, so yeah, now we're now looking at the correlation. So these steps, like as Dr. Pradeep mentioned earlier, these are steps that you should always be taking, whether you're going to use it in a low level way or you're going to use it in a high level way. You will ask you can also ask ChatGPT to do the steps for you, the pre-processing steps, to find out the correlation between the variables, because you want to know, although there's no, but trust me, there are data sets whereby you have close to 200 independent variables now. So you want to know what is the correlation between that and your target variable, because because in that case now, that data set is too large. You understand? Although there are ways that we handle that in AI using, for example, called a technique called PCA, principal component analysis, for example. So we're trying to reduce the dimensionality of the data. But even from just looking at the data set, looking at it like this, from things as important as correlation, you know that, okay, there's some values that are some variables that make sense to this particular decay state coefficient, and there are some that don't. You understand? But in this case, I used everything except the index, just to have a feel for how it would be, so I just dropped only the index because it wasn't giving any information that I would need. So here now we're selecting, what is happening here is we're just trying to select all these variables basically minus the index. That's what we're trying to do on this line. That's what this line is trying to do. So our X independent variables and our Y are the dependent variables. And here is just to print out, just to make sure. So for example, our Y now we have 0.975. So in the data set, let's say the gas turbine decay. So the first one 0.975, 0.975. So yes, that is our Y. And so the next thing now is to build the linear regression model, as I explained earlier. So we build the model and everything, and we find out, okay, how well does this model perform on predicting the gas turbine decay state coefficient, and the linear regression model performs well, 0.94, which is very high. So, and then this is just the formula here, and this is the formula I've written, the naval maintenance. So like before, now the X1 is the lever position, X2 is ship speed. So when you're now putting this into, when you're trying to automate this is where you now put it in. You understand? In the method below, you'll see the method below. So this is where you put all those you input all those variables in. So for example, let's say we're trying to predict GDP now, and there's inflation, PCI, trade, exports, imports, all those things. So this is equivalent to that. So what is happening now is that in this case study, we're looking at naval predictive maintenance. So the features that relate to this, so that's what we're putting here, and also ship speed, gas turbine, everything, we're putting it in this equation. And the decision tree model is the same. The decision tree is a different algorithm from the linear regression model. So the decision tree, we're using trees, and it's kind of like probabilistic, not even probabilistic, but it's different from the linear regression. So you can't really write the decision tree as an equation neatly, like you're going to write the linear regression equation. But still, when we put it in the, if I code to save the models, when we put it in the automated function, you understand, they still accept what you call a double, what's it called? They still have they still accept an array of size of dimension, a two-dimensional array rather. Yes, so they still accept a two-dimensional array. And yeah, now in the over here we can't really notice it because already this is the way it is. So if we there's a method called xdim, but I won't because of time. But for example, if we say xtest.ndim, so yeah, we want to know the dimension. You understand? But that is, don't worry, that is very low level. You don't need to know this. But basically, what you just need to know is that all these variables, basically, we are going to put them over here in the new data. So you just be inputting them one by. So for example, inflation 5.1%, you put 5.1%, comma, you keep putting them like that, and that's it, and it will just predict it. For saving the models, in the previous step, we didn't save the models, So basically, what we're doing is that we're trying to, in this automation process, we're trying to rebuild the models from the beginning all over again. So as new data is coming in, you understand, is rebuilding again. So this one can be a sort of way to do something called reinforcement learning. You understand? So like as new data emerges, your model is also changing. And this kind of makes sense because I know that, for example, WTO has some particular data sets that each year, they keep updating each year. So you need to keep the data sets will keep adding up, understand? So we need to retrain the data. But here now, in this scenario, we're not retraining the data. So what we need to do is we need to save the models for the data that we've created. So basically, I'm using a library called JobLib, and this JobLib was just save. It's a very simple library. This is just the way you do it. I'm saving the linear regression and the decision tree regression. So what I'm saving here at this part. So for example, this line, basically, this is the tree regression, and this is what I'm saving. And it's the same thing for in the linear regression also. This is the lean regression. This is what we're saving here. So when we save this, we have to give it a name, you understand? And the extension has to be PKL. So you have to give it a name and the extension. So now in the automation function, what will happen is that it's still the same new data and model. The only difference is that we're not training these models. All we just need to do is to load these models, you understand? So when we load the model, we now run the predict method on it. So unlike here now, whereby we have to train the models again, we have to fit them X train, Y train, and then we now have to predict. But over here, all we just need to do is we have simplified the process. We just need to, because we already saved the models already. So all we just need to do is just to load the model and call the predict method on it. And then now this is an example. So here I'm taking a particular sample size from the X test. So this data, it has not seen it at all. So I'm just taking it and using it to predict the naval maintenance. So not naval maintenance, but using it to predict the target variable, which is the gas turbine compressor decay state coefficient. That is what we're trying to predict. You understand? So yes, and that's what we did there, and we checked the Y test and everything, and it's 0.993. So basically, this is how you can sort of like automate the process in a low level way. You understand? For now we're trying to automate predictive maintenance, and you can apply this to all aspects. Basically, all you need to do is to create a method. That method will have parameters that in those parameters we will input any new data points, and from that you just call the predict method, and that's it, and you can automate it. You can deploy it on the cloud. It can be deployed on the servers, for example, physical servers and everything. So yes, that is it for today. And also, I wanted to mention that since Dr. Pradeep was talking about the high level way, so even with the high level way, we can still access it programmatically. So there's this library called LangChain. It's a very common library, so it's used to build LLMs, for instance. And now, if you go to the documentation, you understand, you can build an agent, and an agent is what Dr. Pradeep was doing, that part where he said he was building a ChatGPT for his daughter to teach her mathematics. So basically, this is what you're going to be doing here, but the difference is in that one, you're using a GUI, graphical user interface. Here, you're going to be using code. So it's the same thing. So you can use this is what we use in the wild. Basically, we use LangChain basically, and with LangChain LangChain can have access to all the chats, all of them. It can have access to ChatGPT. It can have access to Gemini, all of them. It has access to all of them. So yeah, I'll upload the link to the documentation. So yeah, you can use it. So yeah, you can use it to build the mathematics tutor for your daughter or your son or anything. You understand? But yes, the GUI is much more because it has a graphical user interface. So, but I'm just wanted everybody to know that there's a way to do it programmatically using an API. So the API is called LangChain, and from here, this is the tutorial. So you can use it to agents are like the mathematics tutor. You can even use it to choose your models and everything. So everything is here. So yes.
All right.
Yes.
I think we have exceeded our time by 6 minutes. Thank
Sorry.
you so much for crushing it, because Pradeep came into your own timing. And
It's
the
fine.
good news is that we have the video again, so we can go through it and go through it. Thank you everyone for today. Remember, next week is 3 in 1. Sorry, Natasha, but you will get the video anyhow. So
Yes.
see you guys next week.
Yeah, thank you very much. See you
If
next
you have
week.
any question, please just send an email so that we can release you. Send an email and we'll take care of that. Thank
Will
you.
do.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Bye bye.